Yeah, join.
Let me try in English. I think for me, English or Hindi, both languages are the strong language for me. So I will try to best. Okay.
Where's Irina?
Okay. My name is Professor Jampasanta.
Where's Irina? She went to the restaurant.
So the building what you see is very different, I think, because first the architecture, the architecture of this building is the architecture of Tibetan Buddhist monasteries. And this architecture is not a Tibetan creation. This architecture was based on the Indian Buddhist monastery or viharas in the ancient India. So first you must know that this is because today, unfortunately, we don't see or we don't have any ancient Buddhist vihara or temple, so we do not really know what was a Buddhist architecture. We can see the ruins of the Nalanda University, Vikramshila University, which is stretching over 15 or 10 or 15 kilometers, but we can only see the base ruin. And we cannot imagine we cannot understand what could be the architectural style of those Buddhist monasteries. So therefore, this is the living tradition of the Indian Buddhist architecture, which was based. The first Tibetan monastery built in the 8th century, named Samya Monastery, was based on the Vikramshila Monastery in Nalanda, in Bihar, which is about, I think, 20-30 kilometers from Nalanda University. Vikramshila, we can see ruins of just a few broken bricks of what is called the magnificent monastery, Vikramshila. So the first Tibetan monastery built in Tibet was based on the architecture of the Indian Buddhist vihara, and since then we have kept intact the Buddhist architecture in Tibet, and most of the Tibetan monasteries you see here and there. Even here also, if you see the buildings outside, this is a Tibetan architecture which is based on the Tibetan monastery architecture, which is, of course, it has its origin to the ancient Indian Buddhist monastery. So first architecture, you see this on the column, you just see the human face like that. It is called Kirtimukh in Hindi, you know that? In Kirtimukh. And even today, if you go to the ruins in Sarnath or here in the museum, you can see the Kirtimukh, the column on the top of the pillar. Even today, it's a broken piece. So therefore, first, the building and the architecture, what you see, this is the living tradition preserved in Tibet of those ancient Buddhist monasteries in India. So that's one architecture. So this is about the architecture. And then second, I'm going to tell you that because as I came to know, your purpose of coming here is mainly to find the stories about stories, and particularly about the Jataka stories. But here I was told to tell you to introduce the pictures and paintings which is in our campus. And most of them do not fit in your purpose. But still they reflect the ancient Indian tradition. So that is one thing. Right? So now this, for instance, here also you can read the mantra here. This is there too. This script is called Ranjana. This is an ancient Indian script. I think in we can find few manuscripts which were written in early 10th, 9th centuries. In this script we can find here and there, very few. But I don't see this manuscript was in use in India since from 10th or 13th, 14th century in India. But even today, this script, Ranjana script, is in use in Tibet and in Nepal. And in Tibet, this is specially used for writing mantras in the temple and in the temple sort of that. Because the script is very decorative, very designed for a calligraphy. It is very beautiful. So therefore, for instance, this, any of you can try? Tadyatha, Tadyatha, Om Muni Muni, Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Yaso. Okay, so this is the mantra of Shakyamuni Buddha. So we remember Muni Muni Maha Muni. Of course, Muni Muni Maha Muni refers to the Lord Buddha. So it's a name. So Tadyatha means Buddha. Yeah? So this is a mantra of the Shakyamuni Buddha, and so of most of the Buddhist countries, especially the minor tradition, Tibetans and the Indian Himalayan regions, we always recite this mantra. And next one, can you try? Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Maybe you have heard of this mantra, sure. Because this is very popular for the people of Tibet and Indian Himalayan, because this is the mantra of Avalokiteshvara, the Lord, the Buddha of compassion, Bodhisattva of compassion. So like this. So these are temple decorating what we call the mantras, and this is still in use in Tibet. So that's, anyhow, for one thing sure, that the decoration or the architecture you see is intact preservation of the ancient Indian Buddhist monastery architecture, which was popular in India from until 13th century. Unfortunately, 13th century, so things have changed. But so this is still, we have kept it very intact. And then